RPR. Janelle is a training manager with RPR, and she's been a licensed Florida real estate broker since 1997, and is also a licensed Florida educator. Prior to joining RPR, she worked as a corporate trainer for Stellar MLS, the largest MLS in Florida, training subscribers on how to maximize their subscriptions. She loves the comprehensive nature of RPR's tools and resources, enjoys helping members make the most out of RPR, and strives to help agents include RPR in their business workflows. Janelle lives in Tampa with her husband and a sweet rescue dog, Nora. So welcome and thank you so much.
Well, thank you for that kind introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes, I live in Tampa with my rescue dog, Nora Jones Van. Proud grandmother of 6 beautiful grandchildren. And like I was telling Jack earlier, we're going to have a big old party to celebrate them tomorrow. So thank you for having me. Happy Friday. I hope everybody has some fun weekend plans. This is one of my very favorite classes to teach. I've got a fun class prepared for you today. We're going to be talking about some of the different AI tools and how you can use them to grow your business. I have a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. As you may have noticed while Candy was doing her intro, I did hit record. So we are recording today's webinar, and we will send that out to everybody that registered. And also, Jack is here. Jack is in, I think, Atlanta today. Is that right, Jack?
That is right.
Excellent. Well, Jack's here to back me up, answer your questions. When you ask questions, occasionally he's going to come on and ask me live to demonstrate something, and that always is awesome because I can pause, slow down, take a little sip of my water. So please don't be shy. I want to answer your questions while I have you. We will be together for 1 hour. I've already gone ahead and hit record. So before we get started, I just want to let everybody know that this is one of 12 different classes that we teach as part of the RPR monthly webinar series. So if you're interested in learning more about RPR, there's a really good chance that we have an entire class dedicated to one certain topic or another. Some of our classes are going to include prospecting, which really aligns beautifully with this class because we show you how to create a geographic farm list. We give you 2,000 mailing labels per month to use in RPR. And then we've got our CMA classes, a couple of mobile app classes, some great commercial classes as well. So there's a really great training schedule. If you want to hop on one of our live webinars, you're welcome to do so. They're free and they're in this kind of Zoom format, so you can kind of just sit back and watch. And there is our RPR webinar series. I'll take you to the Learning Center after we get logged into the site. So before we get started, I just want to let everybody know that this class is called From Numbers to Narratives, AI Tools for Real Estate Storytelling. And we're going to start off kind of going in reverse. We're going to start off on social media, and I'm going to show you all of the different materials that I have created this morning in preparation for today's class that I was easily able to generate and then post to social. And then we're going to go through the process of how to create all of that great content. So today, our agenda, we're going to start off with our AI-powered market trend analysis. That is where you're going to find our AI tools because the AI tools are designed to educate you and your clients on what's happening in your local market based on those market trends that are updated monthly in RPR. So we're going to analyze quickly our key metrics. We're going to talk about price per square foot for actives, price per square foot for sold, median days on the market, all specific to your area. We're going to talk about the different messaging options that you have when you're creating some scripts in RPR. You've got newsletters, you've got social media posts, you've got PowerPoint presentations, and we can customize those specifically for either buyers, sellers, even first-time home buyers. There's many, many different audience selections. We're going to talk about how to add those AI scripts to our RPR reports, and then I'm going to most importantly show you how to create that content and then how easy it is for you to share to your social media or websites. Now, I say social media, we would kind of start on the Facebook platform because it's pretty easy to demo from there. But I want you to think of all of the different materials that I show you today as absolute opportunities for your own personal website, your blogs, your newsletters, whatever you want to do, this content is all here for you. Now, before we go into the live site, we're going to go through a few PowerPoint slides. I'm going to go ahead and shut my camera off so we can just focus on the content. And I just want to let everybody know that RPR is a national database for both residential and commercial properties. We are realtors, property resource. And when I say resources, I'm talking everything you could possibly need for buyers and sellers. So if you have a buyer, and let's see, let's pick on Michelle Santos. She's in the call today. Maybe Michelle is working with a buyer this weekend. They land on a house, the buyer loves it, but the buyer has questions about the neighborhood, the school, how many kids live in the area, is it in a flood zone? Is it on a busy road? All of those questions she could answer from RPR so she could address the buyer's questions while they're still in the house and they're excited about it. Maybe they want to know about the house next door. What did it sell for? How many square feet is it? She should be able to answer all of those questions from the RPR mobile app or the desktop. Now, RPR was built exclusively for realtors. There's no consumer access, and it is included as part of your NAR membership, so there's no additional charge. It's one of your greatest NAR resources because it's really a one-stop platform for all of the research that you need for buyers, sellers, or just basic business development plans. Now, before we move on, I want to just make sure everybody has access to the RPR mobile app. I think it's one of my favorite features about RPR because, quite frankly, we're always on our phones and we might as well put that phone to work for us. So if you download the QR code for the mobile app, you can see, I'm going to talk for about 30 seconds here so you have time to download it if you haven't already done it. And I'm going to give you some of my favorite things that you can do from the mobile that are not currently available on the desktop. So you can first of all see it's a very multi-layered app. It's very easy to navigate. You can, from the mobile, create a buyer's tour. So again, I'm going to pick on Michelle. She's showing houses this weekend. She can go ahead, create a beautiful buyer's tour of all of the properties she's planning to show. That buyer's tour is going to give her clients the ability to look at a property details page, side by side the public record information, and it's also going to give her buyers the opportunity to fill out a feedback form and so much more. It's just a great way for her to engage with her buyers and make sure that they're on the same page and that what she's planning on showing them is something that they're actually interested in seeing. So the buyer's tour is exclusively on the mobile app at this time, coming soon to desktop. The other really, really cool AI tool that you only have access to on mobile is the AI CMA. So if you are going on a listing appointment and you are not really, really super confident in the comparables or the neighborhood, you can use the AI tool from mobile and it will pull in the comps for you. It will rank the comps, it will score them, and then you can also do that for a buyer. So if you're showing a house and you really want to impress your buyers with your research and your technology, you create an AI CMA from the RPR mobile app, and then you can share that with your buyer. So it goes both ways. Buyer CMA and a seller CMA, both AI options available on the mobile. We're going to take a look at what that looks like here in just a few minutes. And then my favorite thing on mobile, of course, we love searching for properties. We need the mobile for searching. But what we have also available is our scriptwriter tools. So over to the right, everybody should see our market trends article, our social media card, PowerPoint presentations, social video, and even a video script if you want to create a TikTok video or an Instagram reel. All of these scriptwriter tools are available on the desktop, and that's where we're going to be looking at them today. But when you're done with class and you want to kind of play around with these, maybe you want to go ahead and create a quick video and post it to your Instagram page about your local market. It's so easy. It takes less than 3 minutes to make that happen. So I'm definitely going to show you that from the desktop, but I always like to give a shout out to the mobile because you're sitting around on that phone. Go ahead and put that thing to work for you. And now here's just a quick example of some of the social graphics that you have access to. All of these graphics are available both on the desktop and the mobile, and they are going to auto-populate with the market that you are working in. So we're going to start off with Kelly's area at 70 433 zip code. And I'm going to show you how to create some of these beautiful postcard templates. Now, again, they're called social media cards, but there's multi-uses. You can use them for direct mail. You can use them on your own personal website. So play around with those after class. The other cool thing you can do from the mobile is AI property insight. Let's say, for instance, you've got a brand new listing and the write-up is not your favorite thing to do. A lot of agents really just dread that process. Well, when you enter in the subject property, you've got it listed, you're going to see this little AI icon. And if you tap on that, it will generate an entire summary of the subject property. It's going to incorporate market trend data, and it's also going to include some neighborhood attractions, what makes that area special. So it's a great starting point utilizing AI to get your property right up set, and then you could just post that to social media. You could text it, email, airdrop it, all kinds of different options from the mobile app as it pertains to AI tools. And finally, before we log into the site, I just wanted to show you a quick glimpse of what the AI CMA is going to look like. So if you're working with a buyer and you're in the house and they're really excited, you'd say, give me 5 seconds. Let me go over here and create a beautiful CMA. It's going to pull in comps. It's going to give those comps a score, usually based on proximity, square footage, bedrooms and baths, year built. And then you could add your own comparables to it, or you could remove some of our comps. The cool thing about the AI CMA option is that it's going to give you some guidance and it's going to give your clients some perspective on what the psychology behind their offer is going to be, or their list price. So if you have a buyer getting ready to make an offer and you got a gut feeling it's just way too low, you can use the AI CMA buyer psychology, seller psychology tools to kind of educate and reinforce your opinion of either a suggested list price or a offer price. So hopefully that all makes sense. We do have an entire class dedicated to our mobile AI CMA, but since this is an AI class, I thought I would bring that up and show you how easy it is to go ahead and create that. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring up our home page, and while I do that, you guys can take a quick look at some of our scriptwriter cases. Obviously, we want content creation. We need to educate our buyers and our sellers, and probably most important, we want to use it for prospecting. So any questions out there, Jack, before I bring this guy on over? How we doing?
Doesn't look like we have any questions yet, but I wanted to say from a personal standpoint as well, the mobile app is so powerful, and I love that they chose this topic, especially for right now in the summer.
I could not agree with you more. So let me start off with our RPR homepage. And if you are pretty new to RPR, I kind of always remind everybody the importance of getting that broker logo set up, because when you are creating content in RPR, whether it's for an online marketing campaign or a direct mail campaign, this logo is ours and it's beautiful. I love it. It's colorful, but it's not your broker. So if you haven't had an opportunity to ask your broker to submit their logo to us, Jack will share with you a link right now to give that broker, because when we get into our scriptwriter tools, this logo will appear front and center, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a few moments. And then the next step is your personal branding. On the top right of the RPR homepage, and yes, this is what the homepage is going to look like, we click that drop down arrow, head on over to your profile, bottom right, and then just verify that your photo, your contact information, your personal logo is uploaded, because all of this info is going to appear on either the cover letter of the reports that you generate in RPR. It's also going to appear on all of the AI scriptwriter tools that you generate. And don't forget to include your license number. You worked hard for that, and you want to include that on all of your marketing materials. So I just click on save, and then I go back out to my home page. Now, before we get into RPR, I'm going to kind of showcase my social media. This is a demo account that I created to just show you some of the different resources that I was able to create in less than 10 minutes. this morning. So here is a quick newsletter. We call this our myth versus fact. So I ran an inquiry in the 70118 zip code this morning. And what I found when I researched your market is the myth is that the homes in New Orleans are overpriced. But the fact, the median sold price is $437,500, a 9% decrease from last month. So what does this mean? For prospective buyers, the recent dip in median sold prices may enhance affordability and buying power, making it an opportune time to consider purchasing. Now, this is just one of maybe 7 different newsletters that you could create in RPR. And I'm going to show you how to do it, but all I did was entered in the zip code, clicked on a couple of different things, and I was able to generate this beautiful myth versus fact newsletter. And again, newsletters can be great for online content, but it's also, I see a lot of realtors kicking it old school and going back to direct mail. Very, very hard to unsubscribe from a letter that's in the mailbox, but it's pretty easy to unsubscribe from an email campaign. So if that's something that's interesting to you, we do have the ability to create a geographic farm list in RPR using our public record database. So that's a quick newsletter. Now I'm going to show you a video. This is a 42-second video. I'm going to turn the volume up. And I created this again this morning. It took me less than 1 minute. And check that out. It's given you all of the ability to share active inventory, new listings, pending listings, and all I did was run a quick market trend inquiry, selected the color, decided that I did want music, and now I've got this adorable video that I could post whenever I want. And if you notice down here, it says, not only is it explaining what the market conditions are, but it's really kind of encouraging buyers based on the current sellers market conditions. I did this one for Baton Rouge, that buyers should act quickly because there's just not a ton of inventory out there. So I'll let this guy finish out and then we'll move on. And this is why it's so important to get that broker logo uploaded and your personal contact information. So that was a quick video that I created, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We also can create captions in RPR specific to your market. Again, those captions can be customized. You're going to get up to 5 different caption options. They're going to come with emojis. They're going to come with hashtags. But most importantly, they're going to come with market trend data that really makes the information very easy for our clients to process. And then finally, my favorite thing to show is your postcard templates. So for Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as of May 2026, our market trend data always runs a month in arrears. So we're looking at 4 months of inventory. The sold to list price percentage is 98.35. The median days on market is 26, and the median sold price is $299 for single family residences. And this postcard template is one of dozens that I was able to choose from. But important note, again, when we create a postcard or a social media template, that broker's logo should appear on the top right of the screen. Otherwise, you're going to see our logo. And then finally, we also have some great reports. This is another example of a postcard that I created for Michigan. So we're going to kind of run through all of these different options and just give me a shout out in the chat. Which one of all of these do you think is the most appealing? And I remember people process information differently. So we've got an abundance of different options. We've got this static postcard. We've got a quick caption. You've got your video, which I love. And then you've got the newsletter, which really is just very fact-based and something that people are going to actually have to spend some time reading. All right. So Stephen, thank you for that. Shouted out the video. I love the video too. And we have so many different customization options when creating that video that I think you're going to be impressed. So let's go ahead. We're going to leave social media now. And also remember, guys, that I use Facebook as an example, but whatever website you are using to grow your business is perfectly good. You can download and post wherever you want. Now, in order to get to our AI scriptwriter tools, we need to start off with our research tab. And I want to remind everybody at this point that our class today is being recorded. So I know this is a lot of information to cover in an hour. And the reason that we do record it is so that you can kind of slow it down, watch it at your own pace, really zone in on what you're most interested in accomplishing. Now, for our market trends, we have the ability to access market trends from the home page on the research tab. You also can access your market trends from a map. So if you can see down here, I added 70118 as my market to kind of monitor on my home screen. And if I click in this map boundary, guess what I'm going to see? Market trends. So you have multiple ways to access the market trends in RPR. The easiest way is to go to the research tab. But remember, you can also access your market trends from a subject property. So if anybody out there has a listing that they want me to demonstrate today, send it my way and I will show you how to access market trends from a subject property and also how to create a beautiful property flyer that you could post online. Okay, we're going to start off on our research tab. And remember, market trends is the key to all of our AI tools. We click on market trends. Now for my friend Kelly, she gave me a zip code 70433. But remember, you also could enter in a county, a city. Sometimes you can enter in a neighborhood if it's a really big neighborhood with a lot of inventory. But we're going to go with Kelly's neighborhood 70433. We're going to Covington. Okay, so let's find out what's going on in this market. We start off with a basic research of our residential market trends. We landed in Covington, and what am I seeing? There's a lot to unpack here. The first thing I want to point out, in this market, we are looking at a seller's market, but you can see that this little triangle is just inching closer and closer towards a more balanced market. And why is that? So this market trend, high level overview of that market, shows 4 key details that's kind of controlling this slider bar. There is almost 5 months supply of inventory. That's up almost more than 17% in the last month. Sold to list price percentage is 98%. The median days on market is 15 and the median sold price is $395. A few things I want to really focus on at this point is the fact that I access these market trends from my homepage and not a subject property. So therefore, the property type over here to the right, it is going to default to single family condos and townhouses. So it's very important if you are only trying to research property data for single family homes that you click on that drop down arrow, head on over to single family, and usually the numbers will change, but I kind of tested this out earlier and it didn't really change much. We apply it to all the charts, really nothing changed, which tells me that if I go back over to my property type and I click on condos, I'm not going to get any data. There's just not a lot of condo market activity in that zip code to have an impact on those market trends. So I'm going to go back to single family. Now, a few things to remember. If you access market trends from a subject property, you don't have to worry about changing the property type because the system is smart enough to know what property you are looking at. But we're gonna go there in a little bit. So we've got these 4 key details. Over to the right, you've got your AI scriptwriter tools. You have the ability to print, create a report, or share. Now, if I click share, I have the ability to take this entire post and share it to social media right from here. Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or more. Now, I tend to like to just save it as a JPEG. And then when it downloads, there it is. There it is right there. Then I like to just copy and paste it because sometimes, full disclosure here, so Facebook or whatever social media platform, they will take sometimes a little bit of time to kind of check what you're posting. So if you copy it as a JPEG, it's usually good to go. So you do have the direct share of those market trends. Thank you again, Kelly, for giving me this zip code. Super easy to take those market trends and get them out there. Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and if you access these market trends from the mobile app, you will be able to direct post to Instagram. So if that's your jam and you're using Instagram to grow your business, use the mobile app. So you have your share button. As I scroll down, just a quick overview of some of the market trend data. You've got new listings as of May, 104 new properties on the market. The median price per square foot is 183. You've got the ability to share every one of these charts. So let's do a little checking here. Active listings that just came on the market, 183 a square foot. All of the active listings bringing in at 200 a square foot. There's your pending listing data. And then you can see the median days on market is only 15. The median price per square foot for all of the pending listings is 181. And then I can scroll down and I can even see sold data. So for every one of these charts, there's your share button. You can post every one of these charts as often as you like and just kind of gives folks an idea of what's happening in your local market. And the other cool thing that I love to brag about with RPR is it's not just MLS info. You're also getting public record data. And if you are going on a listing appointment and they're kind of giving you the vibe that they're thinking about buy owner, you show them that the public record price per square foot for sold is 173. And as I scroll up, look at the difference. The median price per square foot for MLS listings is 180. So you can show them the facts. This is what's happening. Now, most public record databases are going to be those private sales, but you're going to see family transfers. You may see new construction as well. So it's kind of an interesting conversation piece. If you're up against somebody who's considering buy owner, you can say, well, you can try, but think there's a little bit of money that you could leave on the table. Now remember, we started off with our research tab. We landed on Covington. We are looking at these market trends. These market trends, again, are updated once a month. We're still working on May's inventory data, but we'll get the June info probably in the next 14 days. Now let's go ahead and get into our AI scriptwriter. I like to start here because the key to getting to the scriptwriter, you have to be on your market trends, because the goal of this scriptwriter is to really educate our clients on what's happening and how this market data specifically affects them. So we click on the scriptwriter. I want to point out on the top right, your media library. This is where your recent videos that I created, there's my social media card that I created for Baton Rouge. Videos and social media cards will be stored for you on your media library on the top right. PowerPoints, emails, video scripts are not going to be stored because these are all text-based. But your media library is going to include your social media cards and your social video. So let's take a look at the Market Trends AI scriptwriter and see how easy it is to get some of this material generated and shared. First thing I want to point out, on our tone, we have the ability to be professional. Conversational is ideal if you're going on a listing appointment. That is, in fact, a conversation with a seller and their realtor. I like to be friendly, so we're going to stick with that. Our audience, we can make this for a first-time home buyer, a luxury home seller, a distressed seller, somebody who's maybe fallen into an unfortunate situation and you want to try to help save them from foreclosure. We can run pre-foreclosure searches in RPR, and we have the scripts to help you inform them of what's happening in the market. Okay, so we have buyers, first-time home buyers. I'm going to go ahead and just start off with my basic buyer newsletter. So we selected our audience, we selected our tone, and remember, you're only going to see the scriptwriter from the Market Trends. That's why we call it Market Trends AI Scriptwriter. Now we have 6 action items. Every one of these is going to take you down another path of options. So I'm going to begin with my Market Trends article. When I select the article, I'm going to get 7 different, is it 7? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 different article styles. You've got a quick summary. I love a good BuzzFeed. There is my myth versus fact that I created earlier. These are multi-purpose. First of all, if you're going on a client meeting, you can include them in one of your reports. Let's say you are going on a listing appointment and you created a CMA in RPR. You could add an executive summary or a newsletter to your CMA, just kind of really putting it in a little bit more personalized format for your clients to understand. I'm going to go ahead and select my BuzzFeed. I simply select my article style. So I selected article, then I chose my style, then I generate the content. Now this is going to take less than 10 seconds. So if you have a question, Jack, let me hear from you.
So far, don't see anything.
All righty.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. We'll just keep it rolling then. So the top 5 market trends in Covington. Remember, all of those key details are now going to be brought in, specifically addressing who? Home buyers, because I made that script for buyers. So it's not only talking about the Covington market, which is offering a 4.9 month supply of inventory, indicating a balanced market for potential home buyers. So it's kind of explaining that this is pretty good news. It's certainly better news than it was a few years ago, but it's also bringing in some beautiful points of interest for that area. Take some time to enjoy the scenic trails. I'm not even going to try to say this, Bogfalaya Park, I think, as you explore your housing options. So it's kind of a fun way to really create a quick newsletter without doing a whole bunch of work. Nearby, the popular Covington Trailhead offers a perfect spot for weekend relaxation. And oh, by the way, the median list price for active properties is $484,500. So it's doing two things. It's kind of getting buyers excited about the market, and also, why wouldn't they want to stroll through the historic downtown area to see the charm of the community reflected in its homes? Now, I've never been to Covington, but already I'm kind of excited about this little area, and I think it's probably going to be a beautiful, beautiful community to purchase. Now, I've created that beautiful newsletter. What am I going to do with it? Well, if I want to include it in my reports, I export it to a PDF. So if I'm going on a listing appointment or I'm meeting with a buyer and I want to add this entire newsletter to my report, I just need to make sure it's in a PDF format. Or I could copy and paste this whole thing. Guess what? I take it over to social media. Took me less than 1 minute post. So there it is. And I don't have to post this entire script. I could take a paragraph a day, but it's kind of a cool way to kind of get the word out, what's happening in this market and how does it affect buyers. Remember, we do have a prospecting class that shows you how to build a geographic farm list, not only for sellers, but for buyers. We find those people that are renting. Speaking of renting, let's go to 70433 one more time. I want to analyze the rental market, and I'll show you how. This is kind of a quick pro tip. If you want to see what the rental market looks like in an area, click on your research tab. Head on down to your neighborhood search. Everybody with me? Neighborhood search. One more time, I'm going to enter in 70433. We're going to go back to Covington. I'm going to leave all of this alone. We are definitely looking exactly in that zip code. To find the percentage of renters in that zip code, you hit the neighborhood summary. There's your market trends again. There's your AI scriptwriter again. But if I click on housing, check it out. 28% of the people that live in that zip code are renting. That's a pretty high population. Yesterday I did a class and it was 60%. So it's kind of in the middle. I've done classes where it's 1%. But if you're looking to do some outreach for buyers, this would be a pretty good zip code to search for those listings that were rented out. We have some tools to help you with that. Now that is a quick overview of our market trend research. Let me see in the chat, has anybody else got another zip code that they would like me to demo really quick? I'm happy to do it. Steven, 70538. Okay, Steven, you're up. So we could go into research again, go back to our market trends, but I'm not going to do that. We've already done that. I'm going to show you another way to get to the market trends. Now we're going to Steven's area. So from our homepage, you see here, My Markets. This is your 10-day snapshot of what's happened in your market. So in the last 10 days in this zip code, 17 new listings have come on the market, 19 for lease. Anything in yellow is for lease. Red, anything in red is distressed. Typically, if it's that square, it means it's already been foreclosed upon. But we're going to go ahead and add Stephen's neighborhood. So I clicked on add. I go over to the right. I click on my markets, and Stephen gave me 70538. Where are we going? We're going to Franklin, another place I've never been to. So let's see what's going on in that Franklin market. To save that to my home page, I just click on save, close this guy out, head on home, and then I scroll down to the left and I find my Franklin. So you can add multiple markets to your home page. I've got several. I've got New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Laplace, and Franklin. So in order to find the market trends for Franklin, let's see. First off, there's 3 new properties that have come on the market in the last 10 days. Kind of a slow market there. When I click in this map boundary, I could search for all of the properties in that area. So not just the 10-day window. I could search all inventory. But we're AI scriptwriter today, so we're going to get into the market trends. Oh, no market trends. Let's try single family. You don't have enough recent sales activity in that zip code to show us some market trends. So unfortunately, Stephen, I don't have info for you. Let me see if there's anything in the land arena. Nope. Okay, we're going to move on. Sorry about that, Stephen. But you know what? Not all is lost. I can click on a subject property. Yeah, all of these are land, huh? Nope, that's looks like maybe an investment property. So typically, let's go back here. I'll go to Laplace. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but I have a family that live up in that area. So if I click on the Laplace, Louisiana zip code, I can just click right in here. I pick this property here, listed for $389,900. I view the full details, and guess what? There's my market trend. So for every subject property in RPR, whether it's actively listed or off market, I can see the market trends. And now this time, because I pulled a property, you'll notice over to the right, the property type automatically defaulted to single family. And it's quite a different picture. We're in a more balanced market for this zip code. And the reason is all in your key details. Month supply of inventory, 5.48. Sold to list price percentage 97.7, median days is 85, and median sold price is 225. So I showed you this because I wanted to show you that from a subject property, you've got your market trends that will also default to the property type that we're looking at. So let's get into the AI scriptwriter and create a couple of more things. We did our article. I'm going to select my tone. This time, I'm going to be really encouraging. And instead of buyers, maybe I'm going to talk to my sellers. I am going to go on a listing appointment here for a seller that may not be quite aware that this market has shifted to a more balanced market. So we're going to create a social media card this time. When I click on that, click on create social card, it's going to verify all my profile information is accurate. So if something needs to change, I need to go ahead and make that change. Then down on the bottom right, I just select the background. So look at how quickly all of that market trend data populated on my social media card. And then at the top, you can choose to post or you could choose a story. Now the difference is going to be in the formatting. So if you're familiar with social media, the story is temporary. It lasts 24 hours. The news feed post is going to be a little bit more permanent until you delete it. So we'll start off with our post. And we're just going to choose exteriors. And then we're going to go through and find, like I love this one here. Pretty, nice. You've got dozens and dozens of different options that you could select. If you're in a coastal community, you've got the little beach town. So pick what makes the most sense to you. We'll go ahead and grab this guy. Remember, this is where your broker's logo should go. Your contact information is already here. All of the Laplace data popped up for me. Then I just share it with a caption. Now, when I share it with a caption, it's going to generate up to 5 different captions. All of these captions, let's view more, are specifically designed to talk about how the market trend data will affect a seller. So look at this. Considering selling in Laplace with median active listings at 240, positioning your home correctly can maximize your potential. Let's discuss your pricing strategy today. Contact me. I've got hashtags, I've got emojis. So if I want to get this out there online, all I have to do is copy that caption, take it back on over to social media. What's on my mind? My mind is the market for the sellers. And there it is. There's a quick post. Now, the other cool thing I want to do is get that beautiful postcard uploaded. So if I click on save and share down at the bottom, so I copied the caption first, or you could save and share. When I save and share, that is where I can access my downloaded postcard. You also have a QR code. So if you're interested, there's a QR code. Maybe we have realtors that will use those at open houses. Just kind of adds to that additional engagement. Remember, download, and then I click on my downloads. There's my social media card. All I have to do, so easy, click on copy, send it on over. What's on my mind is Laplace, and there it is. So you could go through every month and post. I encourage you to select one template and kind of make that your own, stick with it, whatever is your personal vibe. Just remember how easy this was to access the market trends and blast this on out to social media or to your websites. Now that is another way we can access a market trends. The other cool thing you can do, back on this subject property here, if I go to the map, and like I said earlier, you can access market trends from an off-market property. So if I have a buyer that's really interested in this house here, we just looked at it, 389.9, but they have questions about the house next door. Remember, the public record database is all accessible for you. So if I'm going on a listing appointment for Reynold Hernandez's house, I view the full details. Guess what? There's my market trends again. So it's accessible for an actively listed property or an off-market property. Okay, let's go home. Let me see how we're doing out there. Is there another zip code that you guys would like to see demoed? Let me hear from you. Okay, we've got Baton Rouge. Let's see. Somebody give me an MLS number. Let's see if I can copy and paste that in. Sometimes this will work. Sometimes I have to enter in the address, but we'll see. We're going to find out. That's Fort Myers. I don't think that's the right. Is that the address that you gave me for Monica? I know that you said that's your MLS number, but when I copied and pasted that MLS number, I ended up in Fort Myers, Florida. So if you have an address, that might be a little bit helpful. All right, let's move on. We're going to go to Rennell, 71446. So now we're going to do a basic search. We're going to go 71446, and we're going to go to Leesville. I type in the address. Now we're going to look for properties, okay, that are actively listed in 71446. I found 106 properties. I could go in here and change my price point. Maybe I want to make this between, I don't know, 5 and 700,000. So I can change my price parameter. I go over to my magnifying glass. I found 4 properties, all actively listed and beautiful homes, I might say. So if I click on 601 Vinson Road, there it is. It's listed for $565. Again, there's my market trends. Let's click on our market trends and see what's going on in that zip code. So thank you for that zip code. I do appreciate that, Rennell. And we are now looking at, again, a more balanced market. But because I clicked on market trends from a single family, beautiful home. Look at this house. It's very pretty. There's my market trends, my property type auto defaulted to single family. So again, to get to my script writer, I need to be on market trends. Click on that guy there. And what should we see next? Let's go ahead and do a quick social video. Choose your tone. I'm going to be warm and reassuring, whatever that means. And I'm going to go ahead and make this for both buyers and sellers. And watch this magic. When I click on social video, I have 5 different styles. Quick market snapshot, which is what I showed you earlier at the beginning of class. Text conversation, a quick weekly market minute. Take some time after class today, create a video. I'm going to make it a social post. Then you check your format. Vertical, again, is going to be more aligned with your story. Wide, I'm going to go square. And then you can choose your color palette. It's Friday, so let's make this real fun. Then you choose your music. Are you upbeat? Do you like calm? You really want to be super professional? Well, it's Friday, so we're going to go upbeat. And then you just create your social post. So let me just back it all up a little bit. I was on my market trends scriptwriter, selected social video, selected from my 5 options, checked out my format. I liked my good square. I picked out my colors, checked off my music. You also can choose no music. And then all I need to do is create my social video. And this is going to take maybe 10 seconds. And then I'm going to show you this live. So just sit back and watch how this works. And then again, you download it. And then all you have to do is get onto your social media and copy and paste. Again, website will work as well. Okay, Jack, I need to pause, sip my water. Do you have any questions out there?
Got one that was, does this work for land-only properties? And yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Okay, there we go. Let's make this big. I like that one because it's really just short and sweet. So all you'd have to do is download that and then post it to your social media platform. Let's see. Let's go back to our AI scriptwriter tool. Does anybody have any questions on how I created that social video? Let me hear from you. Michelle, can you add your own palette? If you're talking about your social media cards, no, here you cannot. These are free. However, we do have a partnership with Canva. So if you want to really customize your own postcards, let me go ahead and show that now. On your homepage, remember we're on our homepage here. If you get over to the Learning Center, click on Learn. You see Canva templates down here? Click on Canva templates. These were designed to go with your market trends. So you could, let's say you want this guy here. If you have a Canva Pro account, and you will need a Canva Pro account unless your broker offers one, some do, some don't, you could take this template. You see the market trends are there for you. You have to populate them and you have to learn. It takes about 30 minutes to figure out how to really change out your photo, add your own photo. You don't like this color green. You can customize this entire template, but you will have to populate manually your key details. It doesn't do that for you, whereas ours does. But ours doesn't give you all of the customization that Canva does, but it does cost you a little bit of money. So that is how we would get into our Canva templates. And also under Canva, there's a lot of other resources, guys. If you get into the Canva templates, you're going to find your open house sign in. You're going to have home buyer checklist, pre-listing checklist. These are actually free. Just download it, use it. If you don't want to use theirs, make sure you have your own. I think that's so important when you're working with buyers or you're going on that listing appointment. Okay, let's go back. Let me just get my Facebook page back up because it somehow disappeared from me. Okay, I wanted to go ahead and just show you how easy it was to download a video. Click on your photos, your videos, right? Super easy. I go into my downloads. This is my downloads from today. There's the video that I created before class, and then you just post. So you download the video to your computer, and it's going to take a few minutes to process, and then it will appear just like that. Beautiful. Now let's go back. We were in, let's see, can you narrow down a search into a specific neighborhood within a zip code? Tracy, yes. Let's do that. Okay, so let's go into New Orleans. We'll go back to New Orleans. When we are looking at property data, you have 3 view options. List view on the top right, side-by-side view, and then your map view. Whenever you are on a map in RPR, you have 15 different geographical overlays. So if you want to go in and start searching different zip codes or cities, multiple zip codes, macro neighborhoods, minor and micro neighborhoods are usually not going to give you market trend data. Usually that's going to be at the zip code level, but you can click on macro neighborhoods and start to see some orange boundaries pop up. And then you could search for properties if those boundaries do appear. So that's how you would search for different neighborhoods in RPR using your map. The other option you have is to go out home. Let's go back to our home page. Click on research. And if I click on neighborhood search, instead of entering a zip code, maybe I enter in Baton Rouge here. Now I can start searching. Click on the magnifying glass to the right. Oops, I meant to say within, my fault. Let me go back. This is the one time where I would say when you are doing a neighborhood search that you want to change your type to within. Click on your magnifying glass, and now it's going to show you 858 neighborhoods in the Baton Rouge area. So it's kind of interesting. You can kind of look at listings, maybe kind of peruse. All right, my buyer's looking for a condo. They want to spend under 200. Maybe this Arlington Trace condo would be a good neighborhood, good fit for them. You can even click on view nearby listings, and it's going to start to show you, again, all of those properties in that neighborhood. So there's a couple of different ways you can go about neighborhood searches. For market trend data, your best bet is always going to be at the zip code or the county or the city level. Very good questions. Okay, let's move on. April's happy she joined. I'm happy you joined too. Thank you for that. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to our zip. Where were we at? We were in Baton Rouge. We'll go to Baton Rouge. And from here, I want to remind everybody, we click in the map boundaries. We get to our market trends. Now, I like to jump around your area because I want to see different markets. Again, Baton Rouge is showing to be a little bit more of a seller's market than what we saw previously. But the key, again, to get to our script writer, find your market trends, and let's go ahead. First one to give me a shout out. What do you want to see? You want to see one of these that we've already done? You want to see a PowerPoint presentation? What's next? Any thoughts, questions? I'm peeking over at the chat.
I always love a good market trends article.
All right, let's do one more of those. We'll click on the market trends article. We did one earlier that was the BuzzFeed. So why don't we go ahead and do a Q&A interview? We generate the content, click on that guy, and you can go ahead and then post. So there it is. Look at that. Are prices rising? Yes, the median sold price is up to $299, reflecting a 7-month-over-month increase. How is inventory looking? The market has what? Look at this. 4.04 months supply of inventory with no change over the past month, but a 6% decrease over the year. So interesting stuff there. And again, you can just copy and paste or export it to a PDF document. So thank you for that, Jack. Let's go into the AI scriptwriter, and I want to show you quickly a PowerPoint presentation. Now, a lot of our listing agents, they love a good PowerPoint. So in this case, we're going to go in, we're going to be very conversational for our listing appointment. We're going to select our sellers, that's our audience choice, and I'm going to show you how easy it is, not only to create this PowerPoint, but it's going to bring in all of that market trend data, generate the content, and one more time, you're going to have options. You're going to be able to select your color palette. I don't know, I'm kind of liking purple for Friday. My font, maybe I'm going to go ahead and be super modern. I could be clean, bold. And then guess what? All I have to do is download the PowerPoint. It's going to take less than 20 seconds. Let me pull it up for you guys. And here it is. Look at this. Hold on, give me a second. Not let me drag it over. I have too many windows open. There we go. So there's my PowerPoint presentation. Thriving Baton Rouge real estate market, my color selection, my palette. Your broker's logo should be on the top. There's our market snapshot, days on market, supply of inventory, active listings, median sold price, market type, pricing momentum, the median sold price, price per square foot, sold to list price ratio. All of this data is ready to go. I'm going to look so professional when I show up at this listing appointment with all of this PowerPoint rich data that took me less than 1 minute to come up with. One thing I really want to point out, guys, is market trends is available nationwide. So let's say, for instance, you've got a client and they are relocating. Let's pick on, who can we pick on today? Renell. Renell, hopefully you're still in the class. Let's say Renell has a seller and they're leaving Louisiana. They are moving north. She could go in to the residential market trends and maybe they're moving to, I don't know, Detroit. We'll just pick on Detroit. You could go in and type in, you'd think it would come right up with Detroit, Michigan. And you could look at the market trends for where they're headed. So you could educate your clients that if they are relocating up north, not only can we see what the market looks like, maybe they want to look at properties that are only single family. I select single family homes. I can show her clients what the median price per square foot is in all of Detroit, only 91. Median price per square foot for all actives is $84 a square foot. This education, she might be thinking, why on earth would I care what the market looks like, where they're going? Because this research can open the door for an opportunity for a referral. By educating her sellers on the market that they're getting ready to go to, she could potentially get that nice referral business going. So remember, if I'm on a listing appointment and they're saying we're not buying local, we're relocating to be near our grandkids, the first thing I'm doing is pulling out my mobile app saying, where you headed? And then I'm going to show them what that market looks like. And then I'm going to try to find them a nice realtor to represent them. That's how you grow your referral network. So that is a very, very thorough overview of our market trends. Is there anybody here let's see, can you pull up a market trend by parish? I don't know, Renell, give me one and we'll see. Go ahead and give me one. Residential market trends. I think, is it St. John's? I think.
There's a Washington.
I've never tried this. Oh, look at that. Washington, Paris, Louise. Oh my gosh, Renell, good job. Jack and I learned something new today too, so that's really good. Washington Parish, Louisiana. So yes, the answer is yes, we can. Property type, we'll go back to single family, apply it to all the charts. One more time, we're looking at market trends. What are we going to do? We're going to create a script. This time, I still have you guys for 4 minutes, so let's go ahead and show you a video script and then another social media card, this time for our story. So we create a video script. This is different than your social videos. This does all the work for you. This is going to give you the script to read. So I generate the content and I need to find someone to record me, or I go on and buy one of those little tripods. I record myself. But the script is going to give you the text to read, and it's also going to give you some insights, some kind of pro tips on how to create a really nice online social media script. Scene 1, intro, a cozy kitchen setting with a cup of coffee steaming on the table. The camera will zoom in on me sitting comfortably with my notes. And then it tells me, hello, future homeowners, and welcome to our monthly market update for Washington Parish, Louisiana. I'm Janelle Van, but of course I'm not. I want to be Renell. And then we go ahead and we have somebody record us. Once we record that beautiful video, we can post. Now remember, this isn't going to generate the video. You actually have to go ahead and create your recording. We also have an ebook that is designed to help you really make the nicest video that you possibly can. So it's one thing, and realtors tell us the hardest part about creating a video is what to say. You know, you can't wing it. You got to have something to say that's relevant. And all of this information is relevant to the real estate market in Washington Parish. So that is an overview of our scriptwriter tool. Before we leave, I'm going to show you one more thing. Let's get into our social media card. We'll leave this as friendly. We'll leave it for buyers. Create a social media card for a story instead of a post. We select the background. Up here where it says post versus story, I select my story and you're going to see the layout is different. But my key details for Washington Parish all populated. This does not look like a Washington Parish layout, so I'll just pick something pretty like this guy here, a beautiful home. Then all I have to do is download this beautiful postcard. And once this caption generates, I save and share. It's going to pop up for me as a download in just a few seconds. I download that guy. And there it goes. So if I get back on over to my social media this time, instead of sending this to my news feed, what am I going to do? I'm going to add it to my story. And remember, guys, this can be done from the mobile app. I want to create a photo story. How do I do that? I have to go to my downloads. There's the Washington Parish, Louisiana postcard. I could also zoom in and I could add a caption if I wanted to. I could add music. Then I just have to go to the bottom left and share it to my story. Now, hopefully I've given you guys some good ideas on how to get some of this beautiful content out there. Remember, we use Facebook as our demo, but you can absolutely put all of this information on your social media page or your websites. If I want to view that story, there it is. So maybe once a month, you create a story with some of that great content. No, before I let you guys go, we're at the top of the hour. I want to just take you home. I want to take you to the reports tab. You have 9 residential reports. All of these are shareable to social media, to your websites. Property flyers are so easy to generate. But if you are going to create a report and you want to include one of our newsletters in the report, all you have to do is generate the report and add it as a custom page. It's very easy to do. We have an entire class dedicated to our reports, but think of these 9 residential templates as opportunities for business growth, because you could use them all online or you could use them all as part of your direct mail. Well, that is about it for me on this Friday. Any other thoughts or questions? Renelle, I'm so happy you liked it. We have 12 other classes each and every month, so definitely check out our Learning Center, a few more ways to learn. And this is our class schedule. We have classes almost every day of the week. They're usually an hour long. But if you don't have time to join us live, you can enter in any of the topics that you see here. You want to learn how to build a geographic farm list, click on farming. You're going to get turnover calculators, webinars, ebooks, all that good stuff to help you with your geographic farming campaign. Okay, guys, you've been wonderful. Shout out to Jack for answering questions and being here with me, backing me up. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and stay safe.
Thank
And
you.
you're welcome,
Thank you
Candy.
so much, everybody, for being here. And if, as Danielle pointed out in the beginning, at our YouTube channel, this will be posted so you can go back and play it again, slow it down. I learned so much. I'm over here already doing something on social media from this incredible content. So we really appreciate Janelle and Jack for being with us today.
Truly our pleasure. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.